right, y'all. What's up? It's your boy, Sammy Socialite.
It's your boy, just JT.
And we are bringing you yet another episode of Hot Sauce Podcast. Today, we have our first official guest on Hot Sauce. It's so awesome to have...
Bre Singleton.
Finally.
I'm honored. I didn't know I was first.
Yes, you were the first Hot Sauce guest of Deuce Deuce, aka 2022.
Take that.
Starting the year off on the right note. And the first episode of the new year. Before we get started, just like to ask, how y'all guys been? How y'all been? How's y'all first 13 days of New Year's? How that been for y'all?
It's been interesting. I feel like I'm still tying up loose ends from 2021 almost. Like, I feel like my year hasn't really started yet.
Oh, yeah.
I took like the first 10 days off of work. So I just got back to work, so I'm feeling refreshed. But
Must be nice.
No, it is.
Hey, working in the industry you work in is well deserved.
Yeah.
Constant breaks are necessary.
You know, I didn't get Christmas or none of that off, so you know, I had to make up for it. So.
Oh, yeah. You ain't get the same holiday off breaks like everybody else did.
Right. So I had to switch it up, but I'm better now. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. What about you, Samuel?
You know, I don't like to talk about things like that.
Why?
Anyway, 2022 is a new year, but you know, we're living the same old life, so.
it's true. Pandemic year 3.
Ugh, right.
Let's not talk about that, because at this point, I think everybody is basically like, I don't give a fuck, I'm over this shit.
Pretty much.
Which is horrible.
In Atlanta.
And I will never get over it.
Oh, I've been accepting that. We ain't never get out of this motherfucker. Yeah. The way these people acting, shit, it'd be a miracle if we get out.
These people. Care to elaborate on these people?
Wow.
Oh, man, you don't have to elaborate.
I'm not elaborating. Those that know, and those that don't know, well, you might be one of them people. We'll just leave it at that.
That's fair.
Just real nasty work. Anyway, so JT has the topics for today. Ha.
Yeah.
Waiting on him to, pull out one.
All right. Let's see. Let's start first.
Well, yeah, first and foremost.
Before I do that, let me still tell my new year. Because I just realized that.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, nigga.
No, neither one of us asked you how your year was.
Yeah,
sorry.
I just realized.
Because honestly, we don't care. I'm going to keep it real.
You don't care.
I care. So you can tell me how your year's going.
I care. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my year so far has just been chill and relaxed up until the 5th of the 6th. 5th of the 6th, I got thugged without my car.
Ooh.
Man, we here.
Ghetto.
No, I feel
I know, but thank goodness for my lovely girlfriend to help me, with situations. But we're not gonna get into that. But just know, outside of that, I cannot complain. The New Year's been good.
The thought has a girlfriend. Must be nice.
Yeah, I ain't gonna never let that shit be.
Nope, because every time I post a clip on Instagram, niggas like, who is that thigh? Like, I'm like,
who be saying that shit?
None of your business.
Pressing.
Exactly, your thigh.
Alright, man.
So, anyway.
Alright,
I was going to say, Bre needs to introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about
for those that don't know, Bre, introduce yourself.
Sure. Like I said, my name is Bre Singleton. On Twitter at Bre_Singleton, I guess. Literally, I started in the media industry coming out of college. I had an internship at Radio 1. From there, I turned that into a promotions coordinator for Radio 1. So got to do a lot of different events, concerts, and things. Lost that job because of the pandemic, and kind of switched gears into sports. So now I work for The Athletic. Content programmer there, so I send push notifications and put stuff on our website, etc. And then I write a little bit on the side too. So all things sports and entertainment I'm pretty much involved in. That's kind of how I got to follow the both of you and got to connect with the both of you on Twitter. So it's dope to be here for sure.
Finally, man.
I know we've been trying to make this
for a minute. I have to take this back to 2020 summer when we talked. We supposed to link for her birthday at Piedmont Park.
Oh no!
I got that. Wasn't nobody there.
All right. So this is what happened.
Wow.
So no. So let me tell you.
Story Storytime.
I gotta tell you exactly what happened. Okay, so my birthday during 2020 was during the worst possible week. This was the week of the George
Yeah,
Floyd.
that was George Floyd.
This was the week of the George Floyd protest.
when we were at CNN showing, I mean, when they
I'm
were
gonna say,
at, when
who was at CNN?
when they were at CNN
I was still
showing
working
out.
my job. I was on a break. I was
We-
at home.
we- but
yeah.
that week.
So I was in the middle of that week. So what I did, so we had a curfew that week. So I had a couple
Right.
friends kind of link up at Piedmont Park. And if you haven't been to Piedmont Park is huge.
Yep.
So if you don't say exactly where to go,
Where to
it can
go.
get kind of confusing. And so JT had DM me on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, come through. We're gonna be at the park. Boom, boom, boom. What happened was I got pretty drunk and forgot to check my Twitter DMs. And so by the time he was like, yo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? And I looked at my phone later. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, when I was there, like it was when I got there. From what I remember, I got there. I'm not sure, folks. It was folks there protesting. Well, they're getting ready to protest, but it was like. But I do remember this. It was fucking army tanks on that street. When I saw that, I was just like,
that was a
what?
wild
It was the craziest
time in Atlanta. because-
bro, like thinking about what was going on during that time period, where it's like all this shit was going on with George Floyd. Like not that long after that, we had days where folks were at CNN, folks were riding all throughout the city, protesting throughout the city. And while at the same time this is going on, niggas was also getting out, being niggas in the summer.
Living
Going to
life.
club, partying in the fucking pandemic.
Yeah, Atlanta was buck wild. See, I tried to do the responsible thing and give y'all space to be 6 feet apart. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
But it was definitely
right.
army tanks just coming down the street.
They were just there. I remember seeing it. It was, I think, some rain came out.
Yeah, it did.
Shit was
It did.
weird.
It was
like,
such a strange time, but I was like, I gotta see my people.
This is wild. This has been going on for a very long time.
Literally. That was 2 years
It's
ago.
about to be summer 3.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we gotta get through spring 3 first, but whatever.
Oh,
I mean, it is what it is at this point. But I want to talk to y'all real quick. Let's get this out the way. What about them? What about them dogs?
congratulations, man. I'm a champion 2 times over. Like, it just feels surreal.
I'm disgusted. I'm
Whoa.
not talking about
Aren't you a Georgia Tech fan?
Which is
I'm disgusted.
Which is exactly,
Georgia Tech. Oh my
which
God.
is exactly why I'm not gonna spend my time talking about the Bulldogs. So y'all can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. I'm just gonna be sitting here because F them.
I don't know how did you become a Georgia Tech fan? Like, you just went so against the, like, who else
I
are
didn't even know because
I didn't know they had fans.
Against the grain, a lot of people in Atlanta, where Georgia Tech is, grew up Georgia Tech fans because number one, well, you know, we're a different age group. So again, for me, Georgia Tech won the national championship the year I was born. So growing up, they were the prevalent team in Atlanta. They always gave black players the opportunities to play and make stars. So that's part of the history of why I'm a Georgia Tech fan. And again, once I, you know, kept growing up, I always knew Georgia Tech. So that's why I'm a Georgia Tech fan. And that's in basketball, football, and everything. Because especially basketball now, what we're not going to do is pretend like Georgia Tech isn't, you know, winning basketball program that has produced many NBA players. Maybe not the biggest stars, but we have a lot of players that go. So,
That's fair.
Yeah, y'all definitely
you know,
have some players there for
but
sure.
that's why. And F them people from country ass Athens. And I hope y'all have a nice time at y'all celebration this weekend and don't get arrested, because you know how they love arresting black people in Athens, including their own football players.
That's your piece.
I mean, hey man.
I didn't go to UGA. So.
I ain't go to UGA
I'm about to
either.
say, yo, I'm just a Bulldog
I mean, we
fan.
know you went to a historically college.
Yeah, you had the opportunity. Oh, look at you repping.
Where did you
I got to rep the Dell.
University of West Georgia. Good old PW.
Oh Lord!
Hey.
Not us having beef on all levels.
What you-
Because Valdosta State.
Oh
boo,
my
boo, boo,
God.
boo. And we had
I
peach
see this
Thank
PWI
you.
beef here.
Don't
It's
thank
PWI violence. Let me stand back
Can we-
and let
I
me
mean-
watch this unfold.
I think it's racist that y'all have to call it a PWI
Man.
when you're discussing it with African American students.
True, but that's the name of the what the
Because
school
it
was.
wasn't predominantly white to me.
true.
I
My
saw
experience
I
was
saw
predominantly black.
a lot of black people.
No, it's true. It's true.
Still, technically, you still call it a white school.
No,
Well-
it's called a regular public institution. It's not called
Predominant public white institution.
no
Public
institution.
Public
and
white
not-
institution. PWI.
Yeah, a school with money and new dorms and new buildings.
My PWI actually paid for my tuition, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but
Okay.
I mean, you paid to live in shackles
Oof.
and burnt down buildings and
I mean,
Hey, y'all sound like slaves.
no.
exactly.
Our
Y'all
living
paid to be-
experience was never of that at all. It was never of
At
that.
Southern.
Yes. It was never
Well,
that.
I know plenty of HBCUs on the East Coast that were ghetto.
yeah, struggle buses. But we appreciate the history. We appreciate the people who came before us and were able to set that precedent. But shout out to you and your collegiate experience. I enjoyed mine. Did you enjoy yours?
Of course.
I mean, at
Best
the
time
end
of
of
my
the
life.
day,
That's what I'm saying.
it ain't for everybody.
With a very,
It
very
ain't for
limited
everybody,
white
sorry.
interaction.
Well, hey, I can't get mad at that.
Yeah.
I cannot get mad at that.
Say, yeah, you gotta respect it.
But
Alright.
Inti Whore, we weren't supposed to be arguing about HBCU PWIs today because that wasn't on the list.
Well,
but I always have to take a shot.
Because of that post earlier.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly.
Funny thing is, I met bro before. Do you make a post?
AJ.
Oh, AJ, yeah. My bad. I met before at Homegirl's house for a barbecue.
I too have met AJ a few times because I have a lot of friends at FAMU. So.
And I also have a lot of friends and family too.
Exactly. Oh yeah, JoJo and him.
That's
are
where I
friends.
met him at.
Yeah, JoJo and AJ are good friends.
Yeah.
Small world.
It's a very small world.
Too small.
I too, as I told you guys before, had a part-time membership to the FAMU University Club. So,
I feel like there's a lot of niggas that did though.
I mean, when you go to Valdosta and FAMU was an hour away,
Yeah, hard
we
not
was
to.
over there like all the time.
I would be.
True.
Sounds crazy.
I ain't mad at that. All right. Let's see. Shit. Let's just get into it. Why does Twitter hate podcasters? Matter of fact, why do they hate niggas who podcast?
That's a great question.
That's a great question. Anybody can feel free to chime in, speak your mind, speak how you feel.
I think the podcasts that we see on Twitter are made specifically to get the reactions that they get. Like, no offense to men, but most of the time it's like 2 or more men sitting down. A lot of times they're either bashing women, yes, or they're talking about like Twitter topics. You know what I'm saying? Like, dinner with Jay-Z. Like, she's supposed to pay for dinner. Like, it's all these topics that we kind of see on the internet, and they clip it up and they put it on the timeline, and we argue about it every time. Like, we can argue about the same sort of video every other day, and it never gets old.
It's literally the same topics that Twitter argues about on a daily basis.
Yeah, like, I know the one that exploded the other day was those 2 black guys talking about how they don't date black women. Like, of course you can clip that up and put it on Twitter and it's going to go crazy.
There's one thing that I can say is even though that shit's idiotic, a lot of these podcasters, they know what the hell they're doing.
Oh, for sure.
They know what the hell they're doing when they're speaking on certain topics. They know what they're doing when it comes to certain things. They know what's going to go viral, no matter how negative it is. And sure enough, when that video of Asian Dog came out on that goofy ass podcast, where I'm just saying, we talk about it, but I'm not gonna give no name. Everybody knows anyway. So, but yeah, Asian Dog was on there for those who may not know, which I don't know why. Said dude was mean, and dude was getting sassy with her and told her if you don't like what he said, you can get out.
She handled that very well. She said he was getting sassy.
No, he was getting sassy.
He was getting sassy.
Any man like that is talking to a woman like that is getting sassy.
But won't talk to a man with the same
man is
talk
to a woman a certain way.
Let me take that back. A man who talks to a woman like that but won't give the same energy to a man who talks the same way is sassy.
DJ Academics, for example. Like, he often goes off on the women that he interviews.
He was on that same pod too when he went off on that girl. That girl was about to pull a gun on him. That was the same pod.
Getting real.
No, it is. This
sassy man bashing.
It's podcast beef. No, it's a real thing. But I think that's on us as the consumers. Like, if we see those clips floating around on Twitter, we have the power to ignore it.
This is what, when it comes to shit like that, I always come back to what the homie Kodak said. Kodak, big homie Kodak, homie house. Yeah. So this is.
You want a hat?
Yes. You're just not realizing that?
Because I thought you were debuting something under the hat.
I've been having a birthday.
Hey! The thought got the praise!
Why do you keep calling you a thought like that? That's crazy.
This is my past.
Put some respect on his name.
Got his Trey Young, I mean, not Trey Young, Trey Songz braids on.
You getting out Trey Songz' chest. Don't even put that on my man.
Do not put that on me.
Don't put that on him.
Support that.
You know, that's one of those little clips I can put on Twitter and chop it up.
When you dirty, he's gonna throw you to the timeline.
You gonna throw me to the wolves. You gonna throw your own part of the wolves. That's crazy. It'd be your own podcast co-host, man. But what I'm saying was, this is what the homie Kodak had said before. Like I said, like you said, Bre, a lot of the times this falls on the people, the viewers. It falls on the tweeters because tweeters.
Nah, like that's the correct terminology.
Yeah, because a lot of times I've seen a lot of times where I see some people get on Kodak about his content. Now, although me personally, I was on his pod before. I had a good time. It's for what it is. It's real good vibes, real good energy. But I know some of the stuff I don't entirely agree with. But it sells. But it's like I'd be seeing some folks on Twitter trying to get on him, and others saying, you know, the content that he's showing is dangerous. Why are you not showing positive content? And it's like I remember him saying he posted something positive before, and ain't getting no traction. So it's like you're asking the viewers, the tweeters, trying to say we don't like this content. Why don't you show positive content? Cool, show positive content. Don't nobody really say nothing. Don't nobody really care about it. And me personally, I've already accepted a long time ago that when it comes to Twitter, especially Black Twitter, niggas love mess. Like I'll give you one for example. Even though it's not about podcasts, it's more so about shows, which we delve into after this. The last season of Insecure, like I've seen a lot of niggas trashing the last season, saying it wasn't really as good. Mm-hmm. Although it was a slow pickup, like the main theme behind it was growth. Like everybody clearly in that last season showed that they grew from the past season. It was about growth. It was about healing. It was about getting to a better place. And everybody was,
and then she went back to her past. So did she grow?
Actually, she chose herself. Remember, that's a debate we can have. Like she chose herself. Everybody say Issa Rae should have chose us. Not Issa D should have chose herself. Actuality, she did.
Yeah, she chose what she wanted.
Yeah,
because
she did everything that most Twitter folks, specific side of Twitter, wanted her to do. Be in her career, flourish in her career, get a new nigga. She did all that. Then she realized it wasn't him. She still wanted Lawrence.
She won
Lawrence again. So it's like she technically did what y'all asked for. It just doesn't look like how y'all think it looks. So
that's cute. That's cute.
But to continue forward the conversation about straight women podcasts. I mean, I get the jokes. I understand the jokes because it's very true. It's a lot of lame ass motherfuckers out here thinking they have one good conversation. They can just start a podcast. Right. Niggas is just talking about Twitter topics. They don't even know what the fuck they talk about. Niggas that don't even got coof to talk about the shit they talk about. I'm just saying. I understand the jokes, but don't get it twisted. I follow a lot of real niggas that be talking about real nigga shit on podcasts, and I can name you a few.
Real?
Sam, you and I, we some real niggas.
Okay, we're gonna say all right. Save all the free promo. I'm going to talk because clearly I didn't say anything about the topic yet. I'll
do the promo later.
I feel like honestly, people just hate on anything that they see other black people doing that they don't have the courage to do.
Like seeing people saying that they drop podcasting is the worst thing that happened to the black community. That type of jokes be lame as hell.
And to me it's silly because it's not. It's honestly podcasting, and this is the real story about podcasting. Mm-hmm. Podcasting was made for people who want to have a voice in certain topics in the media or whatever that didn't have the opportunity nor a platform to do so. Mm-hmm. And so for creatives that are trying to express themselves, this is what podcasting was for. Yeah. But now, even outside of the issue of people saying, oh, I hate podcasters or whatever, I have an issue with the high, I guess like the high profile podcasters, because I think they're taking away big opportunities from smaller creatives that are trying to build their way up. Like, like why does the Breakfast Club have a podcast?
Oh yeah.
Like, why does Adam Schefter have a podcast? Like, he already is on TV, on the biggest networks. You don't need a podcast, homie. Like, and so that's I have an issue with high profile podcasts. I feel like it really should be for the normal creative that actually puts thought in their podcast. Yes, I mean people, and this is why I don't hate the podcasts that are stuck on Twitter topics or doing the stupid rhetoric, because if that's what they have the ability to discuss, they should be able to have that platform and express it. It hurts me when those dumbass podcasts are the ones that people blow up all the time.
And they always do that all the time, especially on Twitter. They always They don't know how to talk about things they like. They always talking about shit they don't like, and then you wondering why podcasts like that fresh fit goofy shit goes viral.
And it's so many podcasts.
Yeah. So many.
And the podcasting industry is so young. Like, podcasting just really took off within the past 5 years.
For real.
And so it's still a long way to grow.
And I heard, like, this, we started at a really good time, because I heard it's going to be very, very, very profitable within the next 5 years, for what I heard.
Yeah, but not with people, not with all these high profile people taking all the money. They're getting, like, I kid you not, I promise you, people are getting paid millions to do podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that are high profile.
The bag is there,
and that $3 million that, let's say, like a CBS radio is paying a certain person to have a sports podcast without even having like inside information, but just talking about the same stuff that's being reported. Mm-hmm. That money could be easily divided and split to hungry creatives. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Right, there's so much money out there for creators in the podcasting world, but again, like you said, there's too many big names that's in the podcasting world that should not do the podcasting world, because they think just because they have a name, just because their name can sell it, but in actuality, a lot of that content be trash. Mm-hmm. The main thing about podcasting, from what we learned, is you got to know what you're talking about first and foremost, and it's topics that you're passionate about, you want to talk about. It's something you got, like you said, younger and smaller creators that put a lot of thought into it. And so it's a lot of folks that just don't have the creativity or don't have the thought to do it. Of course, it's saturated, it's expected. The main thing, just like everything else, is how can you stand out from everybody else? Because it was expected for a podcast to be oversaturated. Right. Like, niggas seen it coming within like the last several years prior to now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, yeah, I feel. I don't really be caring about the bigger time pro podcast, because at this point, I just see it as a money grab for them. They're just doing it for the money. They're not doing it for the passion. It's rare. The only time I'm fine with pro podcasters with big time celebrities is if the ones that are past their prime that can come back, give game, tell old stories about what happened during that time. I like stuff like that. Like what's the name? What's the name of that pod? All the Smoke.
Oh yeah.
That one's good. IMF is good. Stuff like that. Podcasts like that, come out with them.
Right. Okay, but guess what? Even stuff like that, like they're getting celebrities on there. They're getting high profile people to talk to them about that, right. And that's cute. But that's what I do, like podcasting and my blog and stuff for. Like, I should be able to interview John Collins for my sports podcast if I want to, because I am a legit journalist. Like, I don't work for ESPN.
Nope, you work for himself.
And I feel like it's a lot of places that don't give us the opportunity to do that because people like that are taking away those opportunities.
Yeah, because it's hard to like even get in that industry. Like, it's so hard to like find an opportunity like that to, work in the podcast or work in that said industry. So a lot of times with podcasting as well, a lot of times creatives they have to create something on their own terms to where they can create something that's going to help them get into that field in a way, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah. But I think it's just like the music industry. Like, it's super saturated. Everybody you know is a rapper, but I think it'll take consistency, and I think that's what the next 5 years of podcasting will bring. I think those creatives, like yourselves, will figure out a way to get their cream to rise to the top. I think it's going to take a little minute, but I think with consistency and longevity and a quality product, I think over time that'll eventually sift through all the bull, and you'll be able to rise to the top.
Yeah,
It's going to take some time. But
that's mainly what it is. Which is with dreams and stuff, what you want to do in general as well. Like, stuff like that, podcasting or building your own thing.
Yeah.
That takes. I understand that takes a while. Sometimes it may take a while. So in the meantime, all you can do is, like I said, get better at podcasting. Make sure it's quality product. Build your audience. Also, network within the community. Network across, like we're doing now.
Yep.
Networking across from other folks. Being part of a podcasting community and one that you want to be involved with, because a lot of times, even if it's not your time, you're in a circle of folks where everybody's doing the same thing. Eventually, one person's going to blow up. Well, let me tell you that. This pod's going to blow up. This pod's going to blow up. This pod's going to blow up, and people have the ability to just bring you up. Yep. So it's like you're networking across, and also you're already building your catalog. You're building your content up. So all it takes is one viral moment, one moment that exposes you to a new audience, and all that work you did in the past years is going to pay off, because all they got to do is revisit the old stuff to get to know you, and all the ratings, everything go up, and boom. So I understand, as far as we're creating this stuff, that takes time, and it just takes years depending on your work ethic. I don't know why. This was something that me and Sam had briefly talked about in our meeting. Yes, we both talked about
under
it.
the bus.
Uh-oh.
I mean, just like you threw me on the bus.
And like, y'all about to put me on the spot while y'all throwing each other under the
Of
bus.
course. That's what we do
I mean,
on
that's
Hot Sauce. We like to get hot and spicy, so let's stop playing and let's pot this thing off.
Let's do it.
All right. So what I want to do, what I was talking about is we're talking about the double standards on Twitter. As you know, we all are fellow Twitter users, and we see every day the quote unquote gender dysphoria wars that go on a daily fucking basis between the black men on Twitter and the black women on Twitter. And so what I noticed is, I'm asking you because if you see it too, I noticed for a while now, we've been in the age of women where, these days, but for a while now, women have been on, especially on social media, have been way more vocal. They're more vocal now than ever in calling men out on their shit.
Okay.
And for me personally, as a man, as a logical thinking man, there's nothing wrong with that, because again, when you look through history, when you look at everything that's been going on since the beginning of time, men, it's been put in our face that men are some really fucked up individuals. Men are some really, really fucked up trash individuals. It's given. And so,
You said that, not me.
I know, I said that.
Yeah, he's standing on it.
I mean, here's the thing.
It's patriarchy.
It's patriarchy. Yeah, you can't confirm or deny that. Like, you have to, I feel like as a man, you have to understand that this is real. Like, this patriarchy is a real thing.
For sure.
Again, these women are not saying this. They're not talking out the ass. It's a real thing. Now, that being said, I'm also an equal opportunity person.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is, if you're going to get on black men about what we need to do, I'm fine with that. However, when we bring valid critiques towards black women on what they need to do to be better as well, I every time I see even the most logical critique on a black woman, it always either gets pushed back on the man, or it's almost if it's like black men are not allowed to speak or give any type of critiques to black women, even if it's something that's correct. Actually correct.
Yeah,
like, seeing a lot of times where it's correct, but because the climate that we're in, like, you can't really say certain things even if it's true, because then certain women in that space are gonna gang up on you and call you misogynist, say you hate women when it's not even the case.
Sure.
So I think I see a lot of double standards with that because it's almost if it's like, you know, it's almost, I just know for me personally, I understand that, but also just like as a man who tries and makes sure he does his best to do the right thing every single day, it's just tiring seeing, you know, it's tiring to see men who do the right thing, who clearly are for the women, even if it doesn't look like it. It's so tiring of seeing men having to pay for the sins of another man who does the complete opposite. It's fucking tiring. Like, and that's one thing I just noticed with that double standard, with just men critiquing men. I mean, me personally, men should stay in men's business, women should stay in women's business. But a lot of times, it's a little hard to come by.
Yeah.
So I want to see what both of you guys have felt.
I mean,
have you seen any of that in general?
For sure. I mean, as a woman, like, it's I definitely understand what you're talking about. There is a double standard, and I mean, those are the effects of patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? When you live in quote unquote a man's world, a lot of what happens to you is because of men. So a lot of your critique is going to be onto men. So as a woman coming from the other side, when you're hearing this critique from a man who's done or men who do all, not necessarily the man, but men do these other things to you, it's like, I don't want to hear what you have to say to me. Look at this world we live in. Look at this. I have to walk down the street afraid for my life every day, and you're talking about you're mad because you don't want to. You can't critique us. You know what I mean? So that's, as a woman, that's what it kind of comes off as. But I'll say this too. Women can be stupid too. Like, women have double standards.
Can be.
Women, we're not doing that. Not are.
I'm the misogynist of the group. Apparently, that's what they tell me.
I mean, sometimes it's based on your own experiences. Like, sometimes people are only speaking from what they've experienced. They can't separate what goes on in their life from what goes on in somebody else's life. And people's projections show, especially on Twitter.
Oh, definitely. Projections show.
And that's my thing with the whole Twitter thing. Like, a lot of these conversations that we're having shouldn't be happening on Twitter, first and foremost. Like, first of all, we in front of company. Second of all, like, you know,
if you the real ones that know, if you front of company means, the real ones that know.
In front of company, y'all showing out, and Twitter, it does not allow for nuance.
Right.
So Twitter does not allow for.
There's no gray area.
Yeah, it's either
like
right or wrong, and a lot of times two things can be true, and men and women can't admit to
Are
that.
y'all friends or something? Like,
I'm a reasonable person.
I'm a reasonable person too.
It's just crazy because that's the same line he always says. Like, two things can be true.
It can be.
It can be.
And it hurts. It hurts. Sometimes it's really, really disappointing. But it's the fact that we can't come to that agreement is where a lot of these, because somebody has to feel like they're right.
I feel like, that's one thing too. It's a lot of times when I see certain things, especially with the dating topics they talk about on Twitter, all of it's rooted in ego. When it comes to men and women,
absolutely,
it's rooted in ego and experience. That's why I don't really be caring to talk about dating like that, because everybody's experience with dating is different.
Yes.
A lot of people, clearly people who experience a lot of fucked up shit, and there's people who haven't experienced it. So it's like, a lot of it, it's just rooted in ego, it's rooted in what can you do for me, what's beneficial to me. It's like, I don't really participate in that because, for one, you can't really tell anybody about the experience, you know. Everybody's experience is different. And it's so fucked up that, you know, a lot of people with Twitter don't believe in gray areas, or they just choose not to believe in gray areas. It has to be this way or the other way.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of shit's not real. A lot of shit's fiction. A lot of it's like the fucking meta world.
Yeah, in fact, metaverse. And a lot of people's dating experiences are trash, and a lot of people's dating experiences are dope, but those dope experiences don't get shared like the trash experiences get shared. So I don't get on Twitter and tell you I had the greatest date of all time and I'm head over heels and blah blah blah.
They're gonna just jump you mentions just jump down your throat.
Yeah, it's like, but if I get on Twitter and I say, I reached for the check and he let me grab it, that'll start a conversation. Like,
that's so crazy. That shit does start conversation.
So people, like you said earlier, people like mess sometimes. But
what would you want me to do? I mean,
but
you're grabbing the check.
I agree. What you reaching for?
What you bad ass?
I agree.
6-figure salary.
But some women don't mind paying checks, but you don't see that on Twitter. You don't see women bragging about paying for men's dinner on Twitter.
Exactly, because they'll get clowned by women.
You a pick me. So it's like, I'm gonna shut up about my dope
scary.
experiences, but I'm gonna share all the trash ones, and that's how we get to the place we are.
Please, all niggas out there, if you like paying for the meal and the date, call me or whatever.
It's like motherfuckers treat that
Cause
shit.
you can pay all day.
They treat that shit like a business. They treat it like a transaction. That shit's
And
so
that's what we
trash.
are. We're in a transactional dating world where people want everything given to them and they don't want to have to give anything. And so I'm of the belief that we should share as much positivity as possible because all we see is a bunch of negative stuff. Like, we don't see the success stories. We don't see, the true love and all that good stuff. And love is hard and dating is hard. But if all we share is the trash, then we're going to come out saying this experience is trash.
I honestly think a lot of y'all motherfuckers need therapy.
Everybody does.
Everybody.
I'm a proponent of that. I think every black person on earth needs therapy for sure. For sure.
Blame the company that watches us on the bullshit.
Nah, facts.
What you think, Sammy? What you think, Sammy, on this topic? What you think?
On this topic, I mean, I've chimed in a tad, I honestly, it be going all types of ways for me, because clearly I'm not the heterosexual black man,
Right.
so I don't have the exact same experiences that you would have, but I mean, I see the double standard on everything a lot. On, let's just say, I don't know. I be feeling like my Twitter experience is super, super, super different from everyone else's. I see the trash conversations on the timeline, but because I build my timeline around sports and entertainment, I don't just follow a lot of random people on Twitter.
I don't follow random people.
And I feel like that's where these dumb conversations be coming from. The random page, you seen them have a tweet one time, they had 56,000 likes on it, and you go follow them or whatever. And that's why you're seeing this conversation. My personal friends that I follow are not on Twitter talking about, oh, should we go on a $200 date? Because if they want to go on a fucking $200 date, they're just going to go on a $200 date.
Yeah.
I hate when I see the stuff, though, because some of the people I follow from college, they always be getting into the damn shit.
Bro,
the Twitter topic of
it's
the day.
It's a lot of people that I know personally that be deep as hell on them shits. It's people who some folks, certain people who aspire to do similar shit like us, they be in that shit. And then there's other folks who I know who just work regular jobs, live regular.
Exactly, they really don't have nothing. That's their adrenaline rush. Yeah. That's their entertainment that they do.
And a lot of times,
I guess I can't be
at first it didn't really bother me when it started happening first, but now since the pandemic, everything, I don't know if it's because everything's been heightened, but it's seeing it's increases more, and it's more irritating now than ever. So now it's to the point now it just started blowing me, and it's it blows me even more when I see people that I know in real life participating, saying things that I know them in real life. I've seen how they are.
Yeah.
This is not who you are. Yeah. This is not who you are. This is not how you talk. I know you. I've been around you long enough.
It's the men should pay all the bills part for me, but you living in a house where not only are you paying majority of the bills, your man ain't even helping on nothing. So how you on Twitter popping off about, a man should pay everything and blah blah blah, and girl, you over here paying 80%. I don't get it.
I think the disconnect is a lot of our generation is trying to date and have marriages like our parents did when we live in a completely different world. There's no way that a human being can afford to pay all the bills in a two-person household in 2022.
It's
just impossible.
It makes zero sense.
It's impossible.
It's not even the fact that it's impossible. It makes no sense. If two grown adults are living in a house together, why is it so hard to understand the concept of 50-50?
People are delusional.
Or however y'all arrange it.
And it's not going to be 50-50 for everybody. Sometimes it might be whatever works
for you. But at the same time, I think it's stupid that you go to work. You go to work 5 days a week, and I go to work 5 days a week. Hell, you probably making more money than me, but you expect me to pay all the bills because I have a penis.
People are selfish.
A lot of people are selfish and entitled to.
And a lot of people shouldn't be dating, bro. A lot of people just should really not be in the dating.
Because there's a lot of people that I notice with both men and women that have that new age thinking. They're trying to be new. They're trying to be new age, but still have that old traditional experience. Yeah. Whereas like I'm new age, but this person needs to be old and traditional. It don't work like that.
Well, this is the struggle, and I talk about this with friends and people that I dated. Women are in a space now where we're at the same time trying to forward the family, but at the same time trying to carve out our own section of independence and patriarchy.
And that's what I love that too, because I see a lot of y'all, women becoming more. They're choosing them more.
Yeah, but it's a tough thing because we still want a husband and kids and family, etc. But we don't want to go through the same things that our mothers and our grandmothers and our great grandmothers went through to get those things. We want all those things and to be happy still. So we're in a way where we're trying to balance it out. Where okay, what can I get from this man and still feel fulfilled? While I don't feel like I'm giving him everything and getting nothing. Some women take that and say, I want the man to give me everything and I don't want to give him nothing. That's not realistic.
Because why would a man want to be with you if you're not giving him nothing?
But there are men out here doing that. There are men out here doing that.
And those men can't do for themselves, so they don't even care.
And that's why the game's messed up.
And that's why they can't. They feel like they can't stick up for themselves because it's like the man has to change, do this and the third. But then when you ask the woman to change, she'd be like, "No, I'm not changing. This is who I am. That's just how I am." And that's very toxic. And if you can't speak up for yourself, you're just doing it just so she can be happy, you not happy, then that's a problem.
That's a fact.
That's an issue. Like
everyone,
you have to speak out as well. Like this is a partnership. Like when you're in a relationship, it's a partnership between you and your lover. Like it's supposed to be 100-100 on both ends, where it's like 50-50, where it's like, it's supposed to be intentional. You're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to have those tough conversations where you guys need to talk and just hash things out. That is the only way that's going to work. Communication and compromise. Certain things if you want it to work, you're gonna have to compromise.
And a lot of
folks don't want to compromise.
A lot of women don't want to compromise. I'll say it. Like a lot of women do not want to compromise.
A lot of men don't.
It's true.
A lot of men don't either.
They don't even know how to compromise.
It's true.
So
It's true. So I mean, hey, listen. Everybody should go out into the real world, touch some grass, talk to some real people.
Real people are real.
Yes.
And it's crazy because now that we're in a pandemic, it's not the same. It's not easy anymore to go out and meet people because, I mean, let's be real, if you're really taking this seriously, like you're wearing your mask, you're going to a place, you're getting in, getting out because you don't want to be around this type of stuff. And now so many people throughout these few years, like so many people are really like heavy on these dating apps, and that's also screwing people's perception of what a real relationship is or how you really meet people, because on these dating apps all people want to do is just fuck and that's it. Like, so you like, niggas is trash, niggas is trash.
Too many some stories.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've always been a genuine meet people. Obviously, I have a dope personality. People always gravitate towards me. And I feel like the pandemic has really hurt that because I can't just go to Jack's Pizza and Wings and just be turning up and people walk up to me and talk to me like
it's gone.
I can't even believe that it's gone now, because like now it's like people are just more awkward than ever. It's like people don't know how to talk to people. People be on their phones all the time.
This is really pushing the jump way earlier than expected, but it's about to really be a virtual lifestyle because
I've heard about that with the metaverse stuff too.
And that's
once that comes up, it's curtains for life.
This pandemic has really helped push that a lot faster than what it's supposed to be. People are really not gonna be able to meet people in person. It's all gonna be like an online experience.
I see people talking about the metaverse saying how good it is. I'm actually a bit terrified seeing what it really might be.
It's an opportunity for people who aren't satisfied with real life to create another life, and that's terrifying because the real world is still gonna happen.
You still gotta deal with the real world. Like you can create the meta world, however you want
It's
it to
just a
be.
distraction, man, from what's really going on in your real life. Like they're gonna have you spending money in a fake world. They're gonna have you doing all sorts of stuff while they pull strings behind the scenes. And
Believe
in the
me,
real
motherfuckers
world,
been pulling strings.
right
With
behind,
all this shit going on,
right in front of
motherfuckers
your
be pulling
face,
strings.
right in front
They
of
be
your
pulling
face.
strings.
So yeah, metaverse. Touch some grass, everybody. Go outside,
Touch
talk
some
to real
grass,
people.
be out with your folks.
Facts.
Get out, do something. Please do something.
Communication is at a premium right now because we getting into a scary place.
It's getting nasty.
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
All right, then we gotta get one more topic. There's so many ones to choose from. All right, well, I'll stick to my favorite topic. Music. What do you guys think of Gunna and Weeknd's albums? Did y'all even listen?
No, I didn't listen to either one of them.
I'm about to say no, I actually haven't either. I'm at a point with music right now where it's just so much out that I don't have time.
I tell this Negro this every episode. Every episode. And he always asks me about some shit that I wouldn't listen to.
You listen to Gunna, nigga?
No, I don't like Gunna. I've told you this many times. I love Lil Baby. I'll listen to Lil Baby all day. Don't like Gunna.
I'm not mad at that. Like I'm not mad at it.
And I don't dislike him. He's just not my thing.
Yeah, it's not for you. And that's the thing. It's so much music out. Like there's so much music out from artists we know, artists we love, to undiscovered artists. Like I could put a song out right now. There's just so much music out. So I don't know if it's just me getting older, but I used to be on the blogs and all that, the hip hop blogs, seeing everything that comes out. I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. So now it's just my people put me on dope stuff. They know what I like. If you send me something, I'll check it out. Cool. But Thursday nights, man, I just can't wait up. I can't wait up.
Certain artists I'll wait up, but
sure.
a lot of times I'll listen to it the next day. But for the Thursday night joints, if I happen to be up, I'll catch it. I mean, I get it. But I guess for me personally, I still catch on because I choose to and I want to.
Yeah.
But it depends on who's out.
Yeah.
Even if a specific artists come out like on that Thursday night, I might not check it. I might just be I'll check it the next day.
This nigga, you always listen to music.
I keep up, man.
Yeah.
Just because I choose to. I want to keep up.
I'm going to check out The Weeknd's album at some point, but did I listen to it yet? No, I mean, because it wasn't. I don't know. I think a lot of these music artists have forgotten the art of marketing and promotion, and I'm just like, if you don't get me excited to want to listen to your album with the promotions and marketing, I'm definitely not gonna be in a hurry to check it out. Sure. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I still haven't listened to Adele CDs. So
ooh, you bugging out.
I listened to it once. It's good.
Bugging out.
It's good.
I mean,
Are you an Adele fan?
No. I mean, she's cool. I don't not like her music, but I don't go up for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for you. I love it personally.
Now, you know, Rihanna dropped an album.
Okay, that's
12 o'clock on Thursday.
But that's the beautiful thing about music. Like, there's something for everybody right now, and you don't have to.
That's the only good thing about state music. There's something for everybody.
Literally, anybody can find something that they like. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about Gunna?
Okay, I fuck with that.
He said okay.
Weeknd's album, at first, it took a bit for me to get into, but like once I got into the groove of the album, it's very fire. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not big on Pop Weekend, but you know.
Yeah, but like, I get what he's trying to do because I realized, well, he brought it up that there's actually a trilogy going on between Dawn FM and After Hours. So when he brought that into perspective, again, listening to The Weeknd more and more, not for the expectations, but for the sake of just following him through the story and through the musical experience, made me appreciate the album, made me love the album, enjoy it so much more. And I'm opposite. Actually, I fuck with Pop Star Weekend. Okay. House of Balloons Weekend. I wasn't really into it.
That's unfortunate.
That's the Weeknd I know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I
heard it, but I was like, man.
I don't hate all his new stuff. There's a couple songs here and there that I love, but that old stuff is just like, it was for me, and now I don't think he makes music for me anymore.
You don't, because like,
I guess because everybody was depressed back then.
Boy.
I think everybody was depressed back then. That's why everybody loved it.
But
I was young.
I was young, and a lot of the stuff that he was talking about, I wasn't even experiencing yet. But the music
I
was
don't
just
know. Thank you. I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
He was
about.
doing all kinds. I was in high school. It was 2011.
Vibey music.
I was in high school, so a lot of what he was talking about, I couldn't even relate to.
Because now that I'm older, I know he he was talking about sniffing coke.
Yes,
and shit,
like glass table girls and all that. But it's still because it's like that's a classic, man. That's a classic. Yeah, he was just making music for me back then, even though I didn't relate to what he was talking to. That music
just sounded.
It resonated.
Exactly.
Yeah, weekend pop isn't necessarily resonating for me right now. Maybe it will later. I don't know.
I mean, you can't really tell anybody. You can't really tell anybody what to do with their music experience. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Man.
And I'm okay with that. Yeah.
And on that note.
Do
anybody got like little quick shout outs? Because you know he's
Alright, so I got like I was saying before I was
it wasn't rudely interrupted.
Rudely interrupted.
It wasn't.
I was rudely interrupted. Alright, so again, let me shout out the real niggas that do the podcast, all the real men that do the podcast world. First and foremost, I want to shout out my guy, Al Patron. Check his podcast out, Learn Life. Check out the guys at the Barbershop Network doing summer sessions, Balled On Live, The Third Pick, 2 Minute Drill, Same Knife and Hallis, them guys. Also, my guy, our guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Stay Busy with Armand Sandler. Real nigga as well. Yes, I rock with him. And yeah.
I hope you tell all these people to watch our podcast.
Watch our fucking podcast as well.
Please.
Watch Hot Sauce. Watch For The Cat. Watch all our podcasts.
Yeah.
I ain't doing all this free promo for nothing. I fuck with y'all niggas, but shit. I'm just saying.
A retweet or repost or something.
Something.
I'm the first guest in 2022, so some love.
Hello. And I like it. You know what I'm saying? You know?
The best way to kick off the new year, many more guests to come. Sick nigga.
That type of podcast now.
Roll your ass up.
Welcome to the castle.
Roll your ass up.
All right. And on that note,
what does Bre got? Any shout outs? I'm
gonna shout myself out. Y'all can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Bre_Singleton. Follow the nonprofit free game program trying to help young student athletes. You know what I mean?
Queen Cozy here in the building.
Trying to do my part. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Queen Cozy here in the building.
You know what I mean?
Right, well,
Give it.
And you already know it's your boy Sammy Socialite.
And
you
it's
know,
your guy.
I'm not there because I have a shout out that I want to say. Can I do that? Can I do mine?
I wanted to get my name out too, but yes, get your shout out.
Oh, JT.
Get your shout out, brother.
You supposed to
anyway, so like I said, it's Sammy Socialite. I just want to shout out to all the people that are loyal to Hot Sauce, loyal to Eating Sports Chat. I appreciate you. Thank you. Wouldn't be here without y'all. Keep watching. I got more coming. It's about to get nice. 2022, we taking over. Now, what JT was trying to do. It's your boy, Sammy Socialite.
And it's your guy, Just JT.
Baby.
Yeah, nigga.
Hey, and this has been another great episode of Hot Sauce. We will see you guys next time.